Hi, I'm tying up for TK24 Sports. Now, today's Premier League Matchday 4 review, we're taking a look at the games we covered over the weekend. Palace versus Spurs, Arsenal versus Norwich, and Manchester United beating Newcastle. So, if you're new to the show, make sure you do what you always do. Don't skip, watch the entire show. That way you get the best Matchday 4 review you've ever seen. Of course, it will also give you more information going on within the show. You get all the stats, you get the league tables, you get statistics that you wouldn't even find on any other show out there. So are we ready? Let's kick off with Palace versus Spurs. Now, watching this game, it was fun. It was energetic. It had everything that you'd want in a London derby. Vieira taking on Santos. It had it all apart from Spurs missing 5 key players, of course. Now, my prediction was it was going to be a draw. It turned out to be a Palace win, and this is Palace's 4th win over Spurs in the entire 25 Premier League games that these two teams have met. Yes, it was a London derby. Harry Kane went missing. Zaha kind of turned up, and Edouard came off the bench and with his 2 touches scored his first Premier League goal. Moments later, he then scored again his second Premier League goal, which was fantastic. But of course, the big rumbling point was in the second half between Zaha and Tanganga. Did I even get his name right when I pronounced it? I hope I did. They're coming together. Of course, there was a foul. Well, it wasn't really a foul against a Spurs player. Zaha got the ball, ran down, going on goal, pushed in the face, pushed over. Zaha got up. It looked like more of a little school kid scuffle than actually a fight was about to break out. But what I liked was the passion, the energy, the drive, the determination that no one wanted to lose this game. And that's what I said about Palace. They had to come out. They had to come out fast, strong and hard. And Vieira, being Vieira, of course, never losing to Spurs in his Arsenal playing career, has now taken one over as his managerial career and his managerial debut versus Spurs, and he won 3-0. It was a great game. Of course, for Palace fans, it was great. For Spurs fans, it wasn't so great. And Spurs were later to claim that, look, listen, we had 5 team members missing today. That's why we lost the game. No, you lost the game because you wasn't explosive enough. You wasn't inventive enough. When you got the ball, you was very safe. You was passing the ball side to side. You wasn't really going forward as much. And I can't remember Spurs actually really and truly bearing down on goal, doing something against Palace. Well, Palace was more of the threatening team. And yes, I will say this. The game kind of changed when it had 10 men, but not drastically as what you're thinking. It really and truly wasn't. It wasn't as drastic as what you're thinking, well, 3-0, of course Spurs will lose. Well, not necessarily. Spurs just didn't have any idea throughout the whole 90 minutes. Remember, the first 45 minutes, Spurs had 11 men, and they still did not penetrate the Palace goal, the defence, the midfield. They didn't ask any questions. Lucas was actually very good. I'll give him that. Lucas was actually Spurs' bright spark. Dele Alli on the wing wasn't doing too much. The midfield was quite laborious. The defence, nothing special. So for me, Palace deserved the win. They deserved the first 3 points against Spurs in a very long time. So well done to Vieira. You've done something good. You showed me what kind of manager you can be going up against tricky oppositions, going up against the league leaders that they were going into the match day 4. But what also it shows, Spurs not conceding a goal for the first 3 games. There was going crazy. Even I started giving them 1-0 to the Spurs, taking the mick out of Arsenal. But what I thought I would see from Spurs was more attacking football, more guile, more strength, more creativity, just wanting it more. But this is football. You can be good for 3, 5, 10 games and you go up against that one team and all of a sudden you just don't show up. Something happens and you lose the game and then all hell breaks loose. But for Palace, 3 points, 5 points in total now on the board. Well done to you, Patrick Vieira, and your team. I would like to see if Edouard's going to be playing in the next game for Palace, and if he does, I think that's going to be the better option. Benteke looked okay, but nothing special. Jordan Ayew, I don't really rate this guy, but every time he scores against my team, Arsenal, that's why I don't like him. But actually, when I saw him play, I didn't think he offered too much. Zaha was in and out of the game. Gallagher was really good in midfield. I thought he controlled it very well. I thought he played decent. And when I mean decent, decent still means very good to me. He just played very well. So that's my conclusion on that game. I mean, what's your thoughts, Palace fans? Was it a deserved win? Spurs, what's your thoughts? Did you deserve to win, or did you deserve to get something out of the game, even if you had 11 men on the pitch? Leave your thoughts down below and let me know what you actually think. Okay, game 2, Arsenal versus Norwich. Now, this game I managed to catch a bit later on because we were preparing for the show, and I was actually impressed with Arsenal. You know, they played a very, very good system. And most importantly, I think they actually played better because Granit Xhaka wasn't in the team. Now, that's no shade or slight at him, but Mikel Arteta finally gets a win in 4 games. Finally scores a goal. Remember, they actually conceded 9 goals going into this game, same as Norwich, and Norwich actually scored a goal. But the big difference on this one, Arsenal actually wanted it. Really, truly wanted this win. They played hard, they played very, very, very creative football. Norwich, on the other hand, actually played some decent football. Towards the end in the second half, they looked more attacking. They knew they needed to get something out of the game because they were losing. After the goal that was scored by Aubameyang, which is a bit lucky, Pepe should have actually put the ball away twice. And they also had other chances in the game as well to bury it off way before they got this goal. But Arsenal were playing with a bit of nerves, and that nerves wasn't because they didn't think they could win, it's because they know they needed to win. They knew the pressure was on them going into this game, and that was equally important to the performance as well. The backline looked amazing. Ramsdale in goal over Leno, that was a big call by Arteta, and he got it right. And this is what Arteta needs to do going forward, is to make the simple calls, but the right calls. Having Ramsdale in goal was a lift. Having Tomiyasu at the right back was absolutely phenomenal. Did I get his name wrong again? I hope I did not. But him at right back is solid, 6'2". He can play centre back and he can play right back, but he just looked solid. Aerial battles, won. Ben White, Gabriel looked phenomenal. We don't say nothing about Tim because we know he's really all-world talent. Midfield, Ainsley Maitland-Niles playing in central midfield. Of course, El Nenny's not there. Thomas Partey was on the bench because he's just coming back from injury. And him and Lokonga looked pretty decent. What I liked about these two in midfield, they were more progressive. They weren't looking always side to side. They was looking to go forward. Odegaard coming deep to try and get the ball. Aubameyang was working pretty hard as well. Saka looked okay. Smith Rowe looked okay when he come off the bench. Pepe looked decent as well. And one thing about Pepe, he just needs the ball more to his feet so he can just be more direct. And we're seeing it now this season. And towards the end of last season, we were seeing the best of Pepe, and we're now going to see it again. So well done, Mikel Arteta, getting those vital 3 points. Norwich, you're going to have to do more. You're going to have to show up a bit more and have a bit more courage. Pukki had a couple of chances. I was quite surprised to see Cantwell on the bench when he came on. I was a little scared, thinking, whoa, this is the guy that can actually make a difference versus Arsenal. But he really didn't. Kind of nice braids though in the hair. But apart from that, that was about it from his show or cameo from the bench. So well done, Arsenal. First 3 points of the season. Aubameyang's off and flying. Yes, it was a tap-in, but it doesn't matter. When you score, and you get confidence from that. So let's see what Arsenal do in their next fixture, and let's see what Norwich do in their next fixture. Now, moving on to last but not least, we're looking at Manchester United's taking on Newcastle at Old Trafford. The return of Ronaldo, the second coming, the second debut, and no surprise, they won 4-1. I called it. I said Ronaldo will score, get a brace. He got a brace. I also said Fernandes will score. He got a goal. I said Jadon Sancho would score. He didn't score. We're doing that right? It was Jesse Lingard. Yes, came off the bench, scored what I think so far after 4 Premier League games, the best team goal I have seen this season. It was beautifully done. And when people say, well, it's just pass and move. It was the way the pass and move actually happened for Jesse Lingard. I will get to Ronaldo very soon, but I want to talk about this goal. So, Pogba had the ball. He spins it in, makes a beautiful 360 spin, receives the ball back, plays it in. Martial does the dummy, and then Lingard picks it up, body shimmies, opens the right foot, curls it in. Beautiful goal. Fernandes' goal was a blockbuster. To me, it was a great goal, but maybe with a better goalkeeper in, who knows? Who really knows if that would have been saved or not? But I'm not going to take nothing away from Fernandez's goal. I think it was brilliant. But the main talking point, of course, was for Ronaldo. He scores 2 goals, second debut. This is what United needed. But what I saw in this game was United looked ferocious. Apart from the goal that they conceded, I think Varane should have actually done better. That's my opinion. I think he just left himself too isolated. He was just more square on than rather showing anyone down the line. Even though it wasn't 1-on-1 and then it became a 2-on-1, yes, you could be forgiven for that. But I think he just could have done a bit better on his positioning. That's my opinion. But back to Ronaldo, the second coming. The man is back. And Ronaldo is my favourite player. But United look different. They look angry. They look mean. And these players are going to be playing even harder because they know when Ronaldo starts, they know that they're going to need to feed him most. Now, it's not like he's going to be isolated for everyone else not getting the ball. But my point is this. If Ronaldo's in your team, you're going to want to play week in, week out when this man starts. So your stats, your playing levels, your IQ is just going to go through the roof. You're going to start thinking, what do I need to do to actually get in the team while this man's playing? And that's what I saw from Manchester United. They were just ferocious. You look at the stats, they were just mean dogs. But I did say Newcastle was going to score, and I kept on saying Joe Willock, and he didn't score. And Newcastle's goal was actually damn good. I love the overlap. And, Maximan holding the ball up, comes in, and then old player overlaps, and then it goes screaming in. Good goal by Newcastle. They do have it in them. But every time they play United, they just get whooped. Oh my God. Whether it's 3-1, 4-1, 5-3, 4-3, whatever it is, United just have something over Newcastle, and that's just been the theme. That's why they won 30 plus games against Newcastle. It is what it is, really and truly. But anyway, back to the game, as we're talking about. United look ferocious. They look like they're going to be contending, definitely not just for top 4, but for the Premier League title. They're going to have to get a bit better, of course. They're going to have to control the game even more should they want to go up against the likes of City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Those are the other 3 teams I can see really and truly fighting for the Premier League title. And then every other team after that, while they're in that distraction, will be going for either the Europa League or trying to push in case one of those 3 teams or 4 teams slip up for the Champions League spot. But anyway, what's your thoughts on all the 3 games? If you watched them or other games across from the Premier League match day 4. Did your team win? Did they get the vital 3 points? Did your team lose? And why did they lose? So leave your comments below, give me your thoughts, and then we're going to talk about them on Friday. Of course, we've got so many shows here on TK24 Sports, and the listing's right here as to when you can tune in, and that's why it's vitally important you subscribe, turn that notification on, so you don't miss shows like this that's coming up right now on the screen every time we go up. So, thank you for watching. I'm Ty Knight here for TK24 Sports, and we'll see you very, very soon.